When the game's on the line and all eyes are on you, what separates a good kicker from a great kicker isn't just their technique, it's their mental game. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my mental game tips to help you stay confident and calm under pressure for those high pressure situations as a kicker. What's going on, guys? My name's Caden and I've been kicking footballs for over 15 years now, and I've kicked in front of crowds over 80,000 and on national television. So I'm going to be sharing my mental game tips today. Let's jump right into it. First things first, why is mental game important? Because good kickers can kick all the time, but when the game's on the line and there's a lot of pressure, sometimes they come up short, alright? The difference is great kickers can kick great all the time, no matter the situation, okay? So, I've seen really good kickers that are amazing. I've seen them kick well, and then they go into a pressure situation and they don't perform their best. That's the difference of the mental game. So to be a complete kicker, you want to have the technique, the kicking power, the physical attributes, and you got to have the mental game. So let's jump right into it. First things first. Mental game all starts with the mindset. It all starts with the mindset, okay? So, mental game comes down to who can control their mind under pressure situations, alright? The first thing with our mindset is that we want to be confident. We want to have confidence in our ability, in our game, okay? We've been training, we have kicked hundreds, if not thousands of kicks. So when you go out there to hit a kick, whether it's a game winner, whether it's a large crowd, your first one of the game, you're a little nervous, you should have that confidence, okay? You want to be positive, have the confidence because you've done it hundreds, if not thousands of times. You want to be telling yourself, I got this, I can do this, okay? Super important to be confident in your ability to kick, because that's what you do. You're a kicker, that's what you know how to do, and that's what you practice. Next, the next thing is going to be positive self-talk, okay? So this goes with confidence, alright? You want to have positive self-talk, meaning when you go out there, you're saying to yourself, I got this, I can do this, I've made this kick, this is easy, let's knock this one through, I'm going to crush it, things like that. You don't want to go out there and have doubts in your mind, okay? If you're going out there and you're going, man, I don't know if I can make this, it's windy today, I don't know if I have the power, my body's not feeling good, that's not confident, and that's negative self-talk. We don't want that. To help you make those kicks in pressure situations, you want to have positive self-talk and that confident mindset. Okay, again, we don't want to have any doubts that we're going to miss that kick. We want all positive, I got this, I can do this, have tons of confidence because of your practice. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Focus on the process. Okay, what does that mean? Focus on the process, not the outcome. Alright, no matter the situation, if it's a game-winning kick or if it's just another kick, you're blowing out a team, focus on the process, not the outcome, not the end result. So, focus on what you need to do to get the job done. Alright, make sure in your head you're thinking about your steps, your kick, where you're going to aim your kick, your target line, is the wind blowing, you know, what you need to get done to make your kick and make it count. So we don't want to think about, oh, it's a game winner, pressure's on the line, we need this kick to go to playoffs, anything like that. That's adding more pressure to yourself, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you're focused on the process of what you actually need to do during the kick to make sure it's successful. Alright, and one more thing for the mindset, and that is be present. Okay? What does be present mean? Alright? It means think about the here and now. During the game, you want to make sure you're focused on the present. So, You're not thinking about what you're going to do after the game. You're not thinking about what food you're going to eat, video games, that girl that just texted you earlier that day, whatever. You want to be focused on the game. Be focused, be present in the current situation. Know what the wind is doing. Know what's going on in the game. Be ready to go when your name is called. So focus and be in the present moment, focused on the game. That covers our mindset. Now we're going to get into the techniques we can use to remain calm and make those kicks. So number one is going to be visualize. All right, this is a very common thing to do. Professionals will do this a lot of times the week before, the night before a game, especially kickers, but all athletes at the professional level like to visualize. So if you're a kicker, the night before, I would used to visualize, 5 to 10 kicks the night before the game. Just lay down before you go to bed, close your eyes, imagine the wind, the stadium, the crowd, your steps, your contact with the ball, and make it really good. And then you want to visualize that ball going through the uprights. All right, this is just showing your mind that you can do it. That way the next day you've already done it. All right, it's just time to go do it in real life on the field. So visualizing super important. I know I've heard other athletes talk about this. I know like Michael Jordan, I'm sure, used visualization a lot. The night before the game, he probably was visualizing that last second shot that he needed to win the game. So this is really big for professional athletes, and this is a really good tip. And you can even do this on the sideline, right? The night before is really good, but I've done it on the sideline. I'll just sit down, close my eyes for a second. I know I had a kick coming up. I just visualize good contact and going right down the middle of the field goal post. Next thing is going to be, this is a big one. All right, breathing. All right, this sounds silly, right? I always breathe. What do you mean breathing? So, breathing can slow down our heart rate and calm us down. So breathing through the nose will activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which will calm you down, and it'll slow your heart rate, it'll slow everything down. So when you're in those high pressure situations, you feel your heartbeat like this, take some big breaths through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. So, all right, nice and slow, controlled. It's going to calm you down to where you can now focus on the task at hand, and your heart's not pounding, and you can actually think, slow down, focus on your process, the steps, everything, and then you can be successful and make that kick. Okay, so I even breathe. I have 2 or 3 breaths in my pre-kick routine where I know I take a breath before I start taking my steps back, and then I take another one before I give my holder the nod so he can have the snapper snap the ball. So I know when those breaths are, and those just release everything, calm me down, and make sure I'm focused. So the next one is going to, this is another big one too. If I can get this cap off. This one's swing thoughts. Okay. What is swing thoughts? As a kicker, these are just things that help you hit your best ball. So swing thoughts are something you think about right before your kick that help you, again, hit your best ball. So they can be things like finish the kick, eyes on the ball, smooth, stay tall, something like that. And again, this is something you got to work with in practice to figure out what are those key words that make you hit your best ball. Okay, and I would limit these to 2, at most 3, but I really suggest 1 or 2, just to help you. Again, this is going to help you focus on the process, what we talked about earlier. Okay, that way you're not focused on, okay, what if I miss this kick, or the outcome of the kick. You're focused on what you need to do to make that kick. All right, and that's gonna be your swing thoughts. So for me, eyes on the ball and stay smooth, that helped me hit my best ball to where I wasn't worrying about the outcome whether I made or missed the kick. I worried about that, and that allowed me to do the job. Okay, these are really important. You're gonna have to play with these to find what works best for you, and that's something you do in practice. And then last thing, talking about practice here, this one's gonna be practice for success. Okay, practice for success. What does that mean? That means when you go out to practice, you should be focused on each kick. All right, treat your practice like a game. Okay, so if practice is harder than the game, then the games are going to be really easy. You're going to go out there and it's going to be easy for you. All right, you want to make practice harder than the game so that when you go out there, you already know what to do. You're good to go. You're going to drain that kick. So what does this mean? Again, it means if you go out and it's a windy day, instead of going with the wind, go against the wind. You never know when you're going to do that in a game, and that builds that confidence of, hey, I've gone against the wind in practice. I know I can do it, and then it's going to make you more successful in the long run. Okay, practicing your pre-kick routine. So what I was talking about with the breathing is when you take your breaths, you can do that at practice to make sure each kick is the same and your pre-kick routine is the same. That way, when you get in a game, your body knows, hey, this is my pre-kick routine. You do the same thing, and then you create that same really good kick. Okay, so practice for success. Practice game situations. Be prepared for anything. Practice with the wind. If it's raining, it's good to practice in the rain. Hit a wet, heavy ball. Again, practicing for any condition, practicing for success, so that when you get in those high pressure situations, it's not new to you. You've done it, you know what to do, you know how it's going to affect your kick, no matter what the condition is, and you're ready to go. And that overall is going to build that confidence, what we talked about earlier, that mindset and the confidence, it's going to build it. So, those have been my tips for mental game tips for kicking under high pressure situations. I hope these helped you out. If they did, comment, drop a like, and if you stayed all the way till the end, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.